No,
Okay.
Steve Smith wants him?
no,
Oh,
he's
boy.
like, no.
Oh,
You didn't see what he
okay.
said?
You
You gotta
don't
go
want him
watch.
at all.
You gotta go watch the YouTube clip. That was
I didn't see
hilarious.
that one.
Check out. Hey, you got to pull up YouTube on your phone. Pick up, and pull up. Type in Steve Smith. See what he said about Jerry Judy. And he
Yeah, I'll
dropped the
definitely have to
mic
do
and
that.
everything. He dropped the mic and was like, back to the studio.
Oh shoot.
I was, I was done, bruh. I was
Yay, boy.
done. Dude. He was like, he flamed him. He was just like, yo, I was gonna give you my honest opinion. He was just like, yes, I'm not gonna tell you. Watch the video real quick, yo. Just watch the video. This shit is it's hilarious, fam. It is hilarious. That's why I love Agent 89. Yo, he always kept it a $1.50. It was funny.
Absolutely. He always keeps it a buck, man.
And then Jerry Judy goes out and has a stinker of a game to prove his point.
Oh.
Just watch it, yo. You gotta just listen. I'm gonna stop talking. Just watch it, yo. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna see what I'm talking
I
about.
see the Jamar Chase video. I don't see the Jerry Judy one.
Oh, I think I got it. It was while he was on
Broadcast,
the
yeah.
sideline.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know which one you're talking
Oh,
about.
it was a
Hold on.
short. Okay.
I'll pull
It
up
was
the
a short.
audio.
Hilarious.
Here we go. I think I found. Here we go.
Broncos wide receiver Jerry Judy was walking by, and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It,
Oh, this is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for this.
Maybe have not showed up.
Yo, I couldn't help but laugh because
Oh, God. I love Steve, man.
He was spot on.
Just a guy. When I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb, was
we're good to go.
Ninja. Yes,
Cool.
I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you, and it was a curse word.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, and then he repeated it. So I'll say it again.
We
I'm
lost
sorry
all
that
the
I said you were a
chats.
jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you.
Oh!
I got a problem with Agent 89. I'm sorry for saying he's an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no. Don't trade for Jerry
Look
Judy
it to me.
because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He can be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
Oh my goodness!
Yes! Yes! I love it. Oh my goodness, the football gods
saying.
blessed us, guys.
Agent 89 was spot on.
Agent 89 cooked him.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
He just gave his honest opinion, and he wasn't lying. He just, if you gonna come at Smitty, dude, you better come correct.
You do not step to Smitty and not expect to get. Yeah. Wow.
And he had to put the mic down. Back to studio.
I didn't see it.
Can we put this up without getting? Can we put this up without getting in trouble for it?
Just the audio.
Just the audio.
Yeah. Were y'all able to hear that?
Was walking by and Steve called out to him.
He's got it.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys
Can y'all hear it?
that maybe have not showed up in a way or in a manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy. When I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb, was ninja. Ninja? Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver that you use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you? I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
Who said a tier 3? Oh.
And this has been Agent 89, Steve Smith Sr.
You just got roasted.
And then he drops the mic and takes it.
Man, even after retirement, this dude can still cook folks.
Oh my
God! Ice up, son. You better ice up after that comment. Ice up after that comment.
Ice up, son.
Man.
So for anybody who wanted Jerry Jeudy, he ain't coming here now.
No, it happened.
Sorry.
Not after that.
If Agent 89 does not endorse you and give Steve his credit, he's been right more than he's been wrong about specific players.
It ain't happening.
He has been right more than he's been wrong. If he don't want you here,
it's just straight up not happening.
Yeah.
Not coming here. Because if you can't take that, I always tell my boys too, you have to be able to take criticism.
Right.
If you use the first round pick on me, I better live up to that hype. Mm-hmm. Jerry Jeudy has not lived up to his pick. You've not lived up to the first round hype, dude. You just haven't. So why would we consider Jerry Jeudy a wide receiver 1 when he's not even a wide receiver 1 in Denver? That's Courtland Sutton.
Right.
You're not even number 1 on your team, but you're going to come here and be a number 1? No. Again, don't compound the problem. And you haven't fixed it when it's in the house. The problem is not the receiver, so the problem is you need to fix this offensive line that's been dismantled by injury. The problem is your play calling. The problem is we have no identity as an offense. So until you fix those 3 things that I just mentioned, I don't give a damn who you trade for. It's not going to work. It's not going to work until you establish an identity as an alpha male.
What are you going to do with a number 1 wide receiver, even if you bring him here?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with a number 1 receiver, even if you bring him here? You don't even know what to do with the ones you already got. You still got TMJ still on the bench, for goodness sake.
You have Laviska Shenault.
What are we actually doing with what we have?
I mean,
we don't even know.
I mean, we got somebody that forgets to put players in that had good performance.
I can hear him now. I forgot we traded for Jerry Jeudy. I didn't know who that gentleman was with the dreadlocks standing on the side and pads. And he has on our uniform. You know, that's my fault. He was on the injury report.
We could trade for any wide receiver right now, and they would get half the yards they would get anywhere else.
We could trade for Randy Moss. We could trade for Randy Moss in his prime, and he'd forget he was standing on the sideline next to him.
I'll say a fourth of the numbers.
Oh man!
I'll say a fourth of the numbers they get anywhere else. Because we don't know how to use them.
Mr. Gemini says no. Don't want Jeudy.
No, nobody does. Use what you have. Use what you have, and until you learn to use what you have, and again, if you feel like your receivers can't get separation, which is false because I can't stand when folks use that as an excuse, then you draw routes to get them separation.
Right.
Because Adam Thielen seems to be getting wide open a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
To those, he can't get separation.
He does.
And Adam Thielen is the slowest man in that wide receiver room. I dare somebody to call me a liar. Adam Thielen is the slowest person in that wide receiver room.
Yep.
Continues to get open. He's a route runner, yes, but you're calling plays to get Adam Thielen open. Terrace Marshall had those 9 catches, all of them. He wasn't open, but he made contested catches, and when you did, he caught it with his hands. He got his yak. So don't tell me we don't have weapons to use for Bryce Young. Hayden Hurst, he was like his yak. I'm gonna get my catch, and I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna lower my shoulder and get the boom. Draw up plays for the players that you brought in.
Right.
Miles Sanders, you're cool, but I watch Sunday. Watch Sunday. Watch how Laviscus fights for yards after he gets the ball. Watch how Chuba runs a little bit better when he gets the ball.
Yeah.
You have weapons in house.
Mm-hmm.
Use them. The game plan for Sunday. The game plan for Sunday, Frank, right? Because I know your ego is going to get in the way. So I need to brush your ego to the side. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to the man.
Talk to him.
Play keep away as much as you can Sunday. Play keep away. Let me break this down to you, Frank.
Okay.
Run the ball as much as you can. Because if you give the ball, you go 3 and out against that offense over there, it's going to be a slaughter rule. They're going to put 70 on us.
Mm-hmm.
Do not give that offense repeated opportunities with that football. Because the same thing that happened when they put up 70 on us, they're going to put up 100 on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do not give them the ball with a depleted secondary. Do not give them the ball with a depleted linebacker core. Play keep away. Say, you know what, Tua? You know what, Tyreek? You know what, Mr. Waddle? Stay over there as long as I can. So I don't give a damn if you run power sets to get a first down. Make Bryce, and I get we're trying to dumb down the offense for Bryce.
Right.
We're not going to, and again, I'm going to keep this very transparent. We're not going to win a shootout with Miami.
Oh,
we're
heck
not
no.
built to do that.
Heck no.
So if we say, we can just outscore them. No, we're not.
No. They're the number one offense. We're not outscoring.
We're not outscoring Miami. So you play smart football. If I know I can't outscore you, I'm going to make sure that high-powered offense you have sees the field as little as possible.
Yeah, win the time of possession battle.
Mm-hmm.
Win it, which is crazy because if you look at our stats, we actually have the ball more than the opponents do.
Yep.
We just are not. We're making boneheaded turnovers and plays at the most crucial and critical times of a game, and we're calling stupid plays.
Yeah.
Facts.
Stupid. Frank Reich, for God's sake, I know I don't like you. I pretty much, if I saw you in the street right now,
he does not know what an audible is at all.
He doesn't. He doesn't. No. Frank Reich, I want to see you play to these players' strengths. That's all I'm asking. Play to the players' strengths. Or matter of fact, give the Thomas correctly.
Brown. Yeah.
Give it to Thomas Brown.
If Mike Shula could do it, you can do it. And Mike Shula hadn't been a head coach. So
it's the simple things that he's not doing, but he's the man for the job.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
A few quick comments, then I'm gonna go over the defensive rankings again. Mr. Gemini said, "Oh yeah," he said, "No, don't want Judy." Welcome to the stream, Vietnam. He says that's doubtful. Thielen's crafty, which I mean, he is a veteran.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as I said, veteran. He runs good routes. I give him credit.
Yeah, most definitely. And Mr. Gemini said,
"That's not the only weapon we have, though."
Right.
Spread the ball around.
I heard someone say that Frank saying he forgot to play TMJ is an excuse to hold him out so they can trade him. Oh yeah, we mentioned about that. It's if that is the excuse, it's a dumb excuse.
That's terrible. And now as a player, I know you're openly trying to trade me. You're not even playing me.
I mean, did the man just have like a brain fart and just completely forget to play him? I mean, what the heck are we doing with here, Frank?
Oh yeah,
come on, man.
Led our team with the highest number of catches for that game. Let's punish him by sitting him out for next game.
That you leave him on the bench for an entire game.
It's like, oh, is he injured? Nope. Oh, is he being punished? Nope.
I don't get it.
What's the deal? I forgot.
I forgot he was over there.
I should have put him in. That's on me. And it's just like, okay.
I forgot my kids.
This is just stupidity at this point.
I forgot my kids were at school and I didn't want to pick them up that day. You
right.
Oh, like you're a moron, dude. You're an overall moron.
So the defensive rankings, which I think we may have a shot at.
Total. There's a chance.
total yards allowed per game, Carolina ranked 13th. Miami ranked 23rd. Rushing yards allowed per game, Carolina, this is where we're hurting, ranked 26. Miami ranked 18th. Rushing yards allowed per attempt, Carolina ranked 28th. Miami ranked 16th. Here we go.
Oof.
Passing net yards allowed per game, Carolina ranked 5th. Miami ranked 20th. So if we can get that passing game going, but here's where it's about to get dangerous. Sacks. Carolina tied for 14th. Miami tied for 3rd.
Taylor Moton's in trouble then. Taylor Moton is.
Yeah, our O-line's going to be tested.
Goodness, Taylor Moton's in trouble.
Yeah, our O-line is definitely going to get tested. Let's see. Takeaways. Carolina tied for 23rd. Miami tied for 19th. Third down efficiency on defense. Carolina ranked 2nd. Miami ranked 23rd. And then points allowed per game. Carolina ranked 28th. Miami ranked 26th. So if our offense
all right, 2 points on that. Number one.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
How did we get ranked number 2 on that? That's the thing I don't understand, is because we got all these playmakers, and I don't understand how we're ranked number 2 on that.
Because
you would think middle of the pack, with all the times that our secondary has been burnt crispy.
Yeah, but you got to remember the defense has been able to get off of the field plenty of times. It's just the offense aren't completing
the third
drives.
downs I don't question. It's the fact that we're number 2.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying, and that's gonna change after this game.
Yeah, but we've been able to somewhat consistently get the ball back into the hands of our offense. Our offense just doesn't make the defense, rewarded for their efforts because they can't finish drives. So that's why I feel like each of these games, it seems like the defense has to carry the biggest load for us to even have a chance to win.
Big facts. Because if you look around at the overall thing, as I'm looking at it right now, passing yards a game, we average 222 passing yards a game. Miami averages 336. We don't even average 100 rushing yards a game. We average 96.
Yeah.
Miami averages 186 rushing yards. Total points. We haven't even scored 100 total points in 5 games.
Nope.
Miami has 181. But to his point, defense-wise, our defense has only allowed 144 points.
Yeah.
Their defense has allowed 135. So our defense is being put in situations where they're having to defend short fields often.
Right.
Or they're tired because it's just like our offense is not sustaining drives, and if they are, they're not producing points, which puts even more of a strain on the defense. So I'm not shocked that we've only allowed 144 points. But I am shocked, again, as I keep saying, for a team that's known as keep pounding, that we don't even average 100 yards rushing the game, and we paid all this money for this running back to come over from Philly. But we average more rushing yards with 2 running backs that nobody has really ever heard of in Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, who everybody wanted to get rid of.
Well, it was mainly because we had a better offensive playbook. We had a better system.
We knew who we were.
Yeah.
Because we had a
even with a terrible offensive coordinator, we still knew who we were.
You want to know why that is, Corey? Because we had a head coach that set a standard of who we are, even though he was an interim head coach. Steve Wilkes had a standard, and he set it in place.
Yeah.
This is who we are. This is what we're doing. Now stop it.
Yeah.
And I challenge somebody to look at the last
Yep.
half season highlights from last year and watch how we just ran over everybody.
Yep.
Because we had an identity.
Yep.
We had a leader that the players believed in. We had a fan base. We had animals that the fan base believed in. So when you have that, that's why I tell people, I know how many religion, I don't mean to give religion on everybody. When you have like that mustard seed of faith, you have that little bit of faith, it goes a long way.
Sure does.
No faith, zero in Frank Wright. And it shows in how these gentlemen are playing on Sunday. If I don't believe in you, I'm not really going to bust everything I have for you, because at the end of the day, they're going to get rid of you before they get rid of me, because the fans came to see me, not you. They're doing all these podcast shows about us. They may vent about you, but they'll put force before you before they will for me. Frank Wright it's like he didn't learn that in Philly. It's like when he won the Super Bowl with the Philly team that was already loaded, he didn't translate that over to Indy because he didn't establish a culture there. Look at the record. He didn't establish a culture. And then your non-culture has followed you to Carolina. And like, fellas, let's be honest. We have a culture here. We had one before Mr. Tepper got here that he tried to take away. This is what happens when you try to implement something that is out of the scope of what this team has originally done. Don't try to bring what they did in Pittsburgh down here, because we're not Pittsburgh. This is Carolina. It's a different brand. Steel curtain, leave it up there. Keep pounding. It's what we do down here. You brought in a head coach that has no identity, and he never had one. So now you're seeing the results on the field and in practices, and then the lack of identity, the lack of leadership, the lack of accountability. It's not there. And then the fact that you are so arrogant, you can't even turn over play calling duties to the offensive coordinator, shows who you are as a coach. You may be a fine person off the field, but we're not judging you for what you do off the field, sir. We're judging you on what we see on Sundays. And I don't know what kind of practices you're having. They must be some awful practices to put that on the field on Sundays and on primetime TV. You stink. I don't know if y'all, what's the show? Y'all not here in DC way. We had some out here, they called it the Bama of the Week.
Oh, interesting.
That's what they were calling. Frank Wright, you are the Bama of the Week because you are some hot flaming doo-doo garbage. A matter of fact, I'm gonna do Charlemagne the guy. I don't know if we can. You are like, you should get Donkey of the Day. They need to put you on that show up there. You need to get Donkey of the Day. That's what you need to get. You're hot smoldering garbage.
Oh man.
I had to put that out there. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Mr. Gemini says, I didn't know Thielen wasn't on the field. Oh, good Frank Reich impression. I give that a 10. I give that a 10. I give that a 10. Vietnam says, I have faith that Fitterer gets fired.
All right, here we go again, man. This dude is trying to.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that.
I'm not here for that.
Here's the thing about that, Vietnam.
Oh my god.
To be honest with you, bro, if it does happen, I doubt it's going to happen now. Now, it might happen end of the season. I don't think it's going to happen now because I don't think they would be able to like bring somebody in order to really help fix things like just like that.
Not this year.
So I think if it does happen, it probably won't be until the end of the season. He says Scott is the donkey of the day. Dang. Well, we know how Vietnam feels.
You see how this dude said something else in chat right when I responded. I think he's trying. I think he's trying to get me to say something, man.
But yeah, in all honesty, I don't see him. I don't see it happening until the end of the season.
Well,
I know just because I gotta let me address that comment in chat. Just because I have a different opinion than you doesn't mean I'm any less of an adult than you are. Don't put that garbage in the chat, bro. Don't do that.
Keep it respectful.
We're all adults here. We all have a right to an opinion. Don't do that.
All right.
Nah,
All
not
right.
really.
All right.
Really.
All right.
Who's the one acting childish right now in chat?
Who is this?
Oh, it's Vietnam. Mr. Gemini says, "Do y'all see Frank resigning? Willingly?
Resigningly? No.
No. He probably,
He would have to be fired.
yeah. I think
You
he
talking
would
about
probably.
Frank?
Yeah, Frank, right?
Yeah.
No, I'll go get him. Just tell me what he say. I'll go get him.
Oh.
I'll go get him. I'll go get him.
Uh,
I'll get him. I gotta go down to Carolina anyway. I'll go get him up out of there. He gotta be fired because he's not because
Man, do not get me started. We'll be here for an hour, bro. We'll be here for an hour.
He's not going to give up his cushy
No.
position.
Nah.
Because again, his position. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible too.
What you got?
He was given a job, and this is what I wanted to share with my brothers as well. Do you know what Frank Reich's record was with us from this inaugural season? Does anybody know? He was 0-3.
Yeah.
He was 0-3. Do you know what his stats were for this guru of a coach? He completed 37 of 84 passes for a whopping 44% completion rating. Wow.
Ugh.
Okay,
Man.
Mr. Wright, you had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You, good sir, threw for only 444 yards, 41 yards. I gave you 3 yards than you deserve. So for his, I'm trying to wrap my brain.
Like, we're giving y'all all the reasons to throw Frank under the bus right now. Okay? Every reason in the world.
It doesn't make sense.
Every reason.
Yeah, it really does.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
His one good year. I didn't go. His best year was he had
Okay,
a 3-0
Vietnam. What's your defense? What's your defense on Frank?
Well, here. Let me go first. So
why can't I see the comments? Where the comments at for me? I gotta see these
Because
comments.
to me right now, there's not much of anything that you could stand on if you're Frank right now.
So here's the thing. So Vietnam says, how y'all give Scott a pass? Y'all keep blaming Frank and he's part of it, but Scott signed and drafted this dumpster juice. Here, hold on a second. Here's the thing, Vietnam. The only thing that I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he's not gonna get fired. I'm just saying I don't think doing that now is going to really change anything because we're still in the middle of the season. Because, like, how is that going to fix anything? Because we're talking about the GM, not the coach, but the GM. We're already in a mess right now. And we're talking about the idea of firing him now, and then where do we go from there? I mean, we're gonna have to start looking at GMs anyway, which I don't know if they've gotten a head start on that. I don't know, but it's a position that's with that position and with what the franchise is going through right now. It's not gonna be a quick, easy fix, bro. It's not. This is the GM position. This is a big deal. And I really don't think firing him right now, while even if it might seem like that could happen, I'm not saying that it can't happen. It might happen.
Oh wow.
it's not gonna fix anything right now. I mean, it would, yeah, it may send a strong message, but is that all you want? Is that really all you want? It's just a
Yeah,
strong
is that
message. That's not
exactly?
that's not enough though, right?
No, it's
That's
not
that's
enough.
not enough. We can see, like, I mean, we've seen plenty of strong messages even in them not bringing back Steve Wilkes and, sending away Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. Those were strong messages, but what has that done?
Not a
What
damn
has that
thing.
Exactly.
done?
Not
And
a
Nothing.
damn thing.
Nothing.
you know,
We're still
Except
same
for
old
except for piss
Panthers.
off the fan base. That's
Yeah,
yeah,
all that did.
exactly.
that's
Piss
all
off the
that's all
fan
I'm
base.
saying. I mean, yeah, could they do that? Sure. But then what? Then what? Especially us going into week 6,
Exactly. It
you
changes
know?
nothing.
Like, it's not going to really fix anything right now because the thing is, we need to win now. We don't have a first round pick, and it's already going to be difficult to try to trade to get that, with us trying to, I guess, figure out who on this team still has that kind of value to be able to attract a first round pick. Now, a long time ago we had that, sure, but we don't right now. So, like, that's the thing. Like, is this an issue? Absolutely. You're right, Fadnam. I give you that. But a strong message is not enough. Like, really, the end result is really what we're going for. Like, the ultimate end result that leads to stuff being fixed. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I get the frustration. Absolutely. We all are. You
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
million percent. You're
Yep.
spot on. I give you that.
I'm about to
But
say, if you didn't see my frustration, go watch Sunday's show. Not to cut you off, Jay.
We're all
Go
frustrated,
watch
bro.
the frustration
Have
with
you
old
watched
Sun.
my live streams too? Come on, man.
I'm hot.
You
I'm
paid
yeah.
for
hot.
my live stream.
And
Shoot.
and see, and I'll give you one better. I'll give you one better. Vietnam. I tried my best to vouch for Frank Reich. Mr. Carolina knows. Mr.
Mhm.
Carolina knows. He's been on my streams. He knows the argument that I presented with him about Steve Wilkes. I have tried my
Yep.
best, and allow me, while I have him on here, Mr. Carolina, I was completely wrong. Completely wrong. I even
Nah,
told I even told another friend of mine, shout out to my boy Shane. I had to message him on Instagram, bro. I was completely wrong. You were spot on about Frank Reich. I was completely wrong. I am not ashamed to admit that.
we've all been there, brother. It's all good.
Like,
Yeah, man.
We've all been there.
Yeah. We're,
like,
we're all human, man. We make mistakes. We are wrong once in a while, you know?
this guy Frank Reich having me up here looking like a fool.
Oh yeah.
Oh look,
So
look. I bought into it for you. Had me believing.
I did
this.
too.
That's what I said. I was believing. I was like,
I
all right.
accepted the logic. You know, he came in there with an offensive plan, supposedly offensive plan. But where is that offensive plan right now?
That offensive plan went 10.
Glorified car salesman.
That offensive plan went 10-6, 7-9, 11-5, 9-8, 3-5, and then he got fired.
yeah. Um
I
I
don't trust Frank with this front office next year.
I do agree with Fayette Nam said ain't no defense for Frank though. Yeah, I do agree
Okay.
with that.
No,
um
no.
Okay.
and
So in the comment before that, you said y'all keep blaming Frank, quote unquote. And then the next comment you said he ain't no defense for Frank. So which one is it?
no no no
Are you
no
going to
he no
defend Frank or are you not going to defend
no
Frank?
no I think he's saying that there really shouldn't be any defense for trying to vouch for Frank Reich. I believe that's what he was saying.
All right, so
Yeah.
he's straight up after Scott with a fiery passion right now.
I mean, it's definitely clear he wants him out, which definitely wants him out. Um, Mr. Gemini says he's up under David Tepper. Now that I definitely
Yeah,
believe that may be the
yeah,
case. I definitely
yeah,
believe that may be the case. And
yeah. They're buddy.
even Mr. Gemini said I was wrong too. I did not expect Frank Reich at all. Vietnam says, "Do y'all trust this front
Okay.
office
You're
to?"
not defending Frank. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured.
I don't trust Frank with another offseason. I do not
No.
trust Frank at all with another offseason.
Um, do y'all trust this front office have another draft and free agency period? I mean, it's good.
I don't trust Frank at all.
They're gonna be challenged. They're definitely gonna be challenged. And see, and the interesting thing, since Vietnam mentioned it, there's actually a handful of people. I remember watching in the press conferences. There's a handful of people that still believe in Frank Wright, even to the point of give him another year, even after this, because this is his first year coaching the Panthers. So
Yeah, y'all need to get slapped too.
yeah.
Nah.
Did y'all know Frank Wright was offensive coordinator in San Diego?
No, really?
Really?
He was an offensive coordinator in San Diego in 2016.
Who was the head coach during that year?
I think that was Wisenhunt.
Oh, Ken Whisenhunt?
Yep. That was a bad year.
Do you know where their offense ranked?
Ooh. 31st?
31st?
31st.
What?
Oh, it explains it.
Wow.
They only got 5 wins that season.
That tells me everything I need to know right there.
They only got 5 wins that season.
Playbook.
And they had one of the best, or up there in Phillip
no.
Rivers.
Frank Wright was hired by the San Diego Chargers along with Wisenhunt in 2013. When Wisenhunt left to become the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Frank Wright was promoted to offensive coordinator. On January 4, 2016, he was fired from his position as offensive coordinator after the Chargers finished 31st in rushing and struggled on offense. Now, you got fired. Let me put this in context. Let's do story time.
Yeah, build it up. Build it up.
Here we go.
I'm from Miss Carolina here. You got fired, okay, January 4th, 2016, because your offense sucked. You got rehired 4 days later as the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. So you got fired for having one of the worst offenses in the league, but then you get hired to one of the best offensive in the league. Oof. No wonder people thought you looked good, because you were hired and all you had to do, not get up.
Add Phillip Rivers to the list of quarterbacks too now.
Vietnam, Phillip Rivers.
Okay, and
add Phillip to the list of quarterbacks you couldn't be successful with.
Again, because you had him
in his prime.
You had him twice.
In his prime.
Had him twice. On January 20, 2016, Wright was hired as offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. I love how they say this. He went on to win a Super Bowl over the New England Patriots. On February 11, 2018, he was named the new head coach for the Colts. 7 years after
he didn't win the Super Bowl. The rest of the team did.
The rest of the team won, so he was just there.
Yeah.
He was fired after he was head coach for that team. To that point, we was making not that long ago. He started out season. He started out after a 1-5 start. I guess where the Frank Wright magic comes in. Mm-hmm. He led the coach to a 10-6 record, winning 9 of his final 10 games. Okay, which they were bounced in the playoffs to the Houston Texans. Okay, following Luck's unexpected retirement, he had Jacoby Brissett starting in 2019, Phillip Rivers again in 2020, Carson Wentz again in 2021, Matt Ryan, Sam Ehlinger in 2022. Okay, he got him to birth in 2020.
Luck was better than people gave him credit for.
He was phenomenal. And to that point that we keep talking about this. That season, the Colts missed the playoff. The Colts missed the playoffs. I want y'all to understand, we have all had math. We've been in the school. Colts missed the playoffs despite having a 98% chance to make the playoffs with 2 games remaining. You had a 98% chance. All you have to do is open the door for your dream girl.
Yep.
All you have to do is open the door. Don't step on her dress. Don't mess up her hair. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
And to your point, that year in San Diego, can't say that he had a bad quarterback because we have to remember Phillip Rivers was an 8-time Pro Bowler.
In his prime.
Yep.
Yep.
In his prime.
All 8 of his Pro
Yep.
Bowls, all with the San Diego / Los Angeles Chargers. So
the Colts lost both games, including a shocking 26-11 Week 18 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who entered the game with the league worst 2-14 record. Let me say league worst. So you didn't play the number 1 team. You played the worst team in the league that won 2 games.
Yep.
2. You couldn't even win that one. You not only did you lose, you lost 26-11. But you're an offensive-minded coach, right? Why did that number 11 score look familiar? Oh, that's right, because that kind of looks like our games now, where we only score like maybe 11 points, and most of those are off of field goals, or we'll get some end of the luck. The team will stop playing, we'll score some magical touchdowns at the end of the game. Y'all see where I'm going with this one? I'm not blaming it all on Frank Wright, but you have a track record of sucking. It's no coincidence you were fired, and then, okay, the Pittsburgh needed you left. After a disappointing 3-5 start to the 2022 season, Frank Wright was fired November 7th. Now, we said 6 months. I'm not the greatest mathematician in the world, but there's no 6 months between November and January. I'm not the greatest mathematician in the world. You were fired November 7th. You were hired as a head coach of this team January 26th. Somebody do the math here for me. How many months is that you were out of a job? You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
You got fired because you were leading the worst offense in the league in San Diego. 4 days later, you became the offensive coordinator for a Super Bowl winning team. You got fired because your team sucked in Indy. 2 months later, you get another head coaching job in Carolina. You see where I'm going with if it ain't adding up here for me?
Yeah.
You have a track record of being bad. And I'm not going to throw out the elephant in the room. But you have a track record. Fuck it, I will. Y'all can hate me, like me. I don't give a shit.
Go ahead, man.
Go in.
You can. A fucking black coach can't do that. A black coach couldn't have that sorry ass of a record, and they get hired days later. You let Thomas Brown have that worse of an offense, and then you think he's going to get an offensive coordinator position 4 days later? You let Steve Wilkes come in here with that sorry ass record, be a 3-5-1 record. You think he's going to get a head coaching job 2 months later? But somehow, Frank Wright, it's like this cycle we keep going on. And we keep talking about, let's say the Rooney Rule is a joke. It's a literal joke.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely
it's a joke. Stop it. Because you're not going to sit and tell me that of all these coaching vacancies that we hired, Frank Wright was the most qualified that we could have brought in here to run this team. You're not going to tell me that.
Facts.
Because I just won't believe it. And it didn't have to be a color thing. You could have hired goddamn Joe the plumber off the street. If he would have shown me some credentials that led up to him being a head coach. You sucked as an OC. You sucked as a head coach. Why are you here? Because you had an 0-3 record as the Panthers quarterbacks when we first started. Ooh, you might as well hire. Are you going to hire the water boy from back then too?
Don't forget, he worked with Dom Capers, his first coach.
You mean the AARP coach? Shouldn't you be golfing in Florida somewhere?
Oh man.
What are we doing? Didn't your card about to expire or something, Pops? Man, go have a seat, bro. Nobody care about that. Man, get out of here. Yo, we're not reliving the glory days. What are we doing?
But
I should just.
he backed up Jim Kelly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I can't keep a straight face. I can't. I tried my hardest. I can't keep a straight face.
My brother was a Bills fan. My brother and it was funny because I watched that game. Somebody remind me, how many Super Bowls did the Bills lose in a row? Oh, but who was the quarterback on that team too? If he was so wonderful. That's right. He was the backup quarterback to Jim Kelly, and he led a comeback, and then they got whooped the following week.
Yes.
So
yep.
I don't, and I said, gentlemen, I'm just sorry. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how you can be this bad as a coordinator and a coach and get opportunity after opportunity when the same opportunity is not presented to somebody in a minority state of mind. And again, you might not like what I gotta say, but I'm raw, cutting, unfiltered. That's why they got me on here. I'm just gonna give it to you raw. This is me.
Go for it.
It's straight. It's bullshit.
Facts.
It's straight bullshit. The man has no business being here. He sucks ass. And if you see a lot of these white coaches that suck ass, they find them getting a job a few months, hell, days later. And they suck where they're going to. But you got the minority coaches, Black, Hispanic, whatever it is. We get like a one shot, maybe if we're lucky, 2 shots down the road. But days later, months later, you're not going to sit and tell me. That's what I'm keep saying. I know people going to hate it. Steve Wilkes got a raw fucking deal in Arizona. So he got blackballed for a minute. I'm calling a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. He wound up coming back here. He got another raw deal because David Tepper had no fucking intention of hiring that man as a head coach. Mm-hmm. No intention. So you made that man go through that interview. All that for what? So you could play puppet master and then ship him off somewhere anyway?
Maybe checked on a checklist. Interview Steve Wilkes. Okay, done.
Okay, Rooney Rule done. He has to do something phenomenal.
I'm beginning to wonder if Steve Wilkes did come in there with an offensive game plan and he still didn't get hired.
He probably did.
Probably did. How do we know that media whitewash was actually the truth?
Oh, and you best believe
coming in there with an offensive game plan and Wilkes didn't.
Oh, you best believe if he was there at the beginning of the season, we would have been in the playoffs, hands down. Hands down.
Because you see,
I had to throw that wrench in the system, man. I had to.
No, and it's appreciated, but it's a factual thing, bro. Like you see the rules, you see a disparity. Like, who's another sorry head coach? You got a bunch of these sorry head coaches. It's like the wash, rinse, and recycle. But I'm so happy for my brother down in Houston. I was like, man, I might as well put on the Texans cap here in a minute. I'm joking. I'm not putting on the Texas cap, but I'm happy for him because he's getting a chance. D'Amico Ryans, that's the brother's name. He's getting a chance to showcase what he can do. Hell, what's my brother's name down in Tampa?
Raheem Morris.
We laughed at Tampa. I don't know about y'all, but I was laughing at Tampa during the preseason because Baker Mayfield and Will Woods was looking bad. Tampa ain't looking real bad nowadays. I'm just saying. Hell, Atlanta's not looking too bad. But we look like a joke. A literal joke. Yeah. I'm sorry, dog. Like, I can't bite my tongue on it. We look like, it'd be different if we had like a Sean McVay. If we had Sean McVay, I'd shut up and be like, all right, dude's having a bad season. All right.
Sean McVay or Ben Johnson.
Johnson.
Or shoot, even a Dan Campbell.
I'll take Dan Campbell. It'd be something we had Eric Bieniemy over here.
Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah.
You know why? Because he had the credentials of coordinating a successful. Yes, you have one of the greatest, arguably the greatest quarterback in NFL history in Patty Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, but you have to design the plays in order for him to run them. And Patrick Mahomes has to believe in the plays because Patrick Mahomes is one hell of a quarterback, top
Facts.
2 in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
He has to believe in him. And so the fact that I don't know how many of y'all watch Commanders games, watch how, and not this past game or when he played the Bears because Sam Howell looked like hot garbage.
Right.
But look at the transformation under Eric Bieniemy's guidance with Eric Bieniemy. Look at Sam. Look how he's transitioning into a better, serviceable quarterback. And you can only, and guess who? They have one of our old guys there, Curtis Samuel.
Yep.
He ain't really doing much, but he's there. But they only have one legitimate receiver, and that's Terry McLaurin. But Washington is not looking as bad offensively as we are because you have a coordinator that's putting his receivers. Now listen to watching the radio station up here all the time because I can't listen to the one back home.
Mm-hmm.
All they talk about is Eric Bieniemy puts his players in position to be successful.
Yep. And not only that, Ron Rivera is letting him do his job.
Ron, you see Ron on the
Exactly.
sideline, he's like this. Ron has had his arm folded and he's just, it's sure is nice weather out here today. Eric, you okay over there? Oh, okay. All right. Do your thing.
Yeah.
He's being a head coach. Head coaches should be seen. Cool. Be seen. Do your press conference. But when it comes to play calling, I don't want to see you. Yo, come up here, dude. No. Stand over there, you idiot. Jesus Christ. I feel like dropping Charlotte tonight and just rapping his beat. That's what I feel like doing. I want to rap. Like every time I talk about Frank Reich, I get mad, dude. Like I just.
So let's get caught up. A couple more comments. Vietnam says Andrew Luck was a beast. Facts.
Yep.
4-time Pro Bowler.
Yep.
I wish we would have drafted a quarterback like that. Not saying that Bryce can't be, but dang, we are a snake bit. Rivers.
There weren't that many available though of that caliber. So
yeah, but we did have our choice. We did have our choice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rivers was a very good quarterback. Facts. So would y'all fire Frank Monday and promote Thomas, or let someone else take over? Either Thomas,
fire Frank, yes.
Either Thomas or Ajaro.
Either one.
I'll throw Deuce Staley in there too.
Oh, Facts. Even Deuce.
Yeah, I prefer Deuce myself
because
over him.
You know why? Because if even if you look at the documentary when they were doing the YouTube videos, who was the most interactive coach with the players, with coaches? It was Deuce.
Yep.
Deuce was going out there.
That dude had a fire in him.
That's somebody you want to play for. I want to play for you because
that locker room will wow you around him.
Not only did you play the game, yes.
Yeah.
Facts, Corey. Because you played the games, my brother, so you understand where we're coming from when we say our body's tired. You understand what I'm saying, Coach? We got to make this adjustment because you played this game at a high level.
Yep.
Deuce Staley was a monster in his day.
Oh, yeah.
Can anybody say the same about Frank Wright?
Not to mention, we did have somebody like that at one point that was not only, won a Super Bowl even as a player and 2-time Coach of the Year. Oh, yeah, Ron Rivera. Yeah.
But David Tepper wants to do it his way.
Vietnam says, you're right, Mr. Carolina. Big facts. Lot Poppy says, to simplify what Mr. Carolina was saying, we don't care what our color head coach is. We just want some food, some good football on the field.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Like, facts.
Yeah. Vietnam says, Ron Rivera got hired pretty fast, too. Maybe the next week or so after he was let go of Carolina. Yeah.
Yep.
Because they knew he wasn't a bad coach. We just had a stupid owner.
And guess what? Guess what? First year he was coach with the Commanders. What did they do? Made the playoffs. As a matter of fact, they won the division, didn't they? Yeah, they won the division. They won the NFC East. Yeah. Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron, as we like to
saying.
call him. Yeah, first head coaching position with Commanders. Yeah, they made the playoffs and won their division.
I mean, that was kind of a trash year for that division, though. To be fair,
I mean,
because the Giants
true.
were awful. And he kind of made it easy for himself to win that division.
Yeah.
You just put some talent around you, make it happen.
I'm just gonna say 98%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
98%.
Yeah.
Tyrone Best, welcome to the stream. What's going on?
That's gonna be my
What's going
thing.
on, Tyrone?
98%. You had a 98% chance.
So, I guess we might as well go ahead and get this part over
Wow.
with. Score predictions.
Nope. 100-0.
Golly. He's giving us zero chance.
Oh man.
You know what?
0.0 chance.
I'll be nice. So you're saying I'm gonna give us 2 points. They're gonna give us a pity safety. No, I'm gonna. If I'm being honest, the way we've been playing, I'm gonna say 56-21 Miami. They're gonna let their foot off the gas.
I am going to say 49-14 Miami.
I'm gonna say 56-14.
So garbage touchdowns for us?
Pretty much, yeah. That's we specialize in that.
Or maybe we might get one of them in the first half. Maybe we'll get one of them in the first half.
We might get a field goal.
Watch it be defensive touchdown if it is.
Oh, like a scoop and score or a pick six?
If we're lucky.
Yeah. Good.
Wait a minute. Are we in Miami or are we in Charlotte?
We're in Miami.
Miami.
63-7.
Who are also undefeated at home.
72-3. Change my mind.
Oh,
you in South
man.
Beach in the warm weather?
Golly.
Lock Poppy says 100 to zip. LMAO.
You feel me, bro?
But
we here with it.
His prediction. See, he's a little more generous. His prediction is 37-10.
You stop it right now.
He's a little more generous.
You mean by the first quarter? No way.
It's gonna be that by the first
56.
quarter, first half?
By the first quarter.
That may be that by the first quarter.
Oh man.
If I say y'all remember, factor in, we have no starting people in our secondary. Yeah. Zero.
Yep. Both our safeties out.
Keep that in mind. We're down to our third string corner. And somebody we signed off the practice squad. I want y'all to keep this in mind. So for the most part, and I want y'all to really feel me when I say this. This is why we joking on here, we laughing, because it's going to be comical on Sunday. Most likely, CJ Henderson is going to be checking the cheetah.
Ugh.
I want y'all to let that sink in your brain. CJ Henderson most likely is going to be following Tyreek Hill, which leaves whoever this other kid is.
They're going to give him the Julio Jones treatment.
Guess who's guarding Jalen Waddle?
Either Troy Hill or probably
Dante Jackson.
Or Dante Jackson.
You see a lot of plays.
And I'm
still himself into the end zone.
And I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced Dante is even 100%. You know.
You don't trot him out there, and that's what I'm saying. We're giving these scores. That's what I said. 37-10, maybe by the end of the first quarter. I'll give you the first half. But if CJ Henderson is good, and the only reason they don't score more is if Tyreek Hill pulls a hammy or he just gets tired of scoring on our ass.
Yeah.
That's one reason he stops playing.
Lock Poppy says, "Well, I don't think we can score 10 in the first quarter, let alone the whole game. To be honest, I mean
that part. So I give 37-0 come halftime.
Yeah.
What was it? 28-7 against? Detroit had us 28-7.
Yep, sure did.
Detroit had us 28-7. We are playing in South Beach. I want y'all to realize South Beach. You got good weather, you got good food, you got good scenery. You think all the players are going to be in their hotel rooms by curfew come Sunday?
Nope.
Nope.
So, and guess what? Frank Wright's going to forget they're not in the hotel room too. I'm done.
Oof.
He's going to forget they're in the hotel room. They're not going to show up to the stadium. I forgot the guys were at the hotel. I don't know what happened. 37-0 by halftime. Quote me on it. Watch it. If you say 37-10, watch it.
I'm trying to remember, when was the last time we even beat Miami?
Nothing halftime.
So
I don't know, because every time I remember was playing Miami, we took L's.
So the last time we beat Miami was 2017, where we won 45-21. Ooh, I'm actually kind of curious. What were the stats of that game? Oh yeah, Cam threw 4 touchdowns. Cam Newton, MVP.
You think they forgot about that game, by the way?
Dang, I even kind of forgot. He was 21 of 35, 254 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Let me tell you something.
And guess how many times? Guess how many times he got sacked? Guess how many times he got sacked? 0.
Ooh. Dolphins are some of the smartest animals on this planet. You think those players forgot about that game? Oh no!
And guess what?
Especially after the offense that they're putting up now.
And you got to remember that was CMC's rookie season. He got a touchdown in that game, but Jay Stu led 110 yards rushing. Oh yeah, the receiving touchdowns. Fun. Mr. Devin Funchess got 2 of them. CMC got 1 of them. And oh yeah, we want to talk about tight ends. Greg Olsen had a little bit of support by the name of Ed Dixon, who is easily better than Ian Thomas. Let's not kid ourselves.
That's true.
Fingertip catch.
And it sounds like the ball was spread around to not only receivers, the running backs, the tight ends as well.
Yep.
Which we seem to forget that we have a tight end that we just signed on this team that was known for his pass catching ability.
Mr. Hayden Hurst.
Yep. Not only that, defense held Jay Cutler to only 213 yards. Yeah, nobody went over 100. I mean, Jarvis Landry got a receiving touchdown as well as Julian Thomas, but and guess who got an interception that game?
Mr. Norman.
Actually, it was Mr. Kuechly.
Luke. And hey, y'all, don't forget, Jay Cutler was no slouch in his day either. Jay Cutler was no bum. Rocket of an arm.
Oh, yeah, he had one heck of an arm. Most definitely.
Jarvis Landry in his prime was a problem. So let's not act like he played some bums.
Mr. Gemini says, but CJ Henderson is back in Florida, though. LOL, JK.
That's not going to help him at
man.
all.
That's not going to help him. He's going to be around his family. He's going to be around his family. He's going to be drinking. He's going to be having
You think he's thinking about that game? No way.
He's gonna be like,
give him the Julio Jones treatment, bro.
It's gonna be like, I remember now why the Jaguars let me go.
250 yards on his bum butt.
I'm already predicting that. I have a stat. Tyreek Hill's going for over 200 yards this game.
But that's crazy though. Like
they're gonna put Waddle on him, and Waddle's gonna get 250 yards on him.
Somebody getting.
And Waddle ain't done nothing this year.
If they put anybody else with Tyreek Hill besides CJ Henderson, Tyreek's going for 300 yards because nobody else in this team is able to match up even close to him. And it's sad to say that CJ Henderson right now is the best option we have to match up with Tyreek Hill. Hell, I would be scared if we had to put JC on Tyreek Hill because JC doesn't do good with speedy receivers.
True.
Oh, man.
But can y'all believe that we've only beaten the Dolphins twice since this franchise has been born? Because remember, If you remember,
That's embarrassing.
if you remember the other time that we beat Miami, Mr. Reliable scored the winning touchdown for us.
I do remember that.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I do. It was like a
Decent catch,
it was a goal line pass from Cam Newton, because I remember touchdown Greg Olsen. He just caught it and was just like, huh. And then of
Yeah.
course, him and Ryan Khalil embrace like they usually do whenever Greg Olsen scores a touchdown, because
Yep.
that was Ryan Khalil's guy. That was his guy.
Yep.
Ryan Khalil, only greatest center to ever play for the Carolina Panthers.
Yep. You're telling me we have only won twice against the Miami Dolphins? And if you
Twice.
consider how many terrible Miami Dolphins teams they've had, this is embarrassing.
Yep.
Embarrassing.
Played them 7 times. We've only beaten them twice.
Unbelievable.
Ooh, well,
that's just sad.
They're about to get win number 6 against us.
By halftime.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
They'll earn this one.
And then, man, we're really gonna go into the bye 0-6.
We gave them half those wins.
Yeah. We're really gonna go into the bye
0-6.
Ouch.
And in a bad way too. So y'all let that sink in.
Yep.
Now we're going in 0-6. We're gonna get waxed by the number 1 ranked offense in the league right now.
Yeah.
So, and we're playing with a bunch of backups in the back end. Besides Luvu's only and Chin. So we pretty much we're going to have a new starting free safety, a new starting strong safety, and we still have 2 new starting corners. And that means we have a new starting nickel.
Yeah.
So that's not a recipe for success when you go into South Beach to play the pretty much the number 1 ranked offense in the league right now. It's not a recipe for success.
I tell you what, though. The Panthers organization ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Yes.
We got the Texans as the Hall of Honor game. You are really going to use that moment to induct Musa Muhammad and Julius Peppers on a day like that with the state of this franchise. Do you know how much of an embarrassment that would be, especially if we were to go 0-7 right out of the bye week? Y'all really want to risk that?
They do. And that's the sad part because they do. They really, really do. And you're going to try to play us. If we lose that game,
the game of when they were putting Luke Kuechly and all them into the Hall of Honor too.
I think it's just those two. I think it's just those two. But we're talking about one of the best possession wide receivers to have ever played for Carolina, who would literally catch jump balls like they were nothing.
Yep.
And we're talking about one of the best defensive ends that put fear into quarterbacks across every team in the NFL. If you were a legit quarterback and you saw Julius Peppers out the corner of your eyes,
you better cry.
You might as well just lay down. Just lay down.
Yep. Just give up.
Protect yourself from injury and just lay down. Just lay down.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting away.
Nope.
The only one that I've seen to really ever get away sometimes was Mike Vick, because they had quite some battles there. But we're talking about Julius Peppers that has made an impact since his rookie season coming out of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And y'all want to embarrass these 2 greats.
I was thinking of Jake Delhomme and Wesley Walls. That was my bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We lost that game too, I think, when we tried to honor them.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Don't.
But
I'm like, really? Really? You're going to embarrass Jake Delholme's name too? The man that literally took us to the Super Bowl? Come on.
Raging
Cardiac,
Cajun,
cardiac cats.
Cardiac Cats.
I
Along
left
with Steve Smith, Wesley Walls, the whole. You go embarrass
Bruce,
that man's name?
Luke.
Deshaun Foster.
God, man. All of those beautiful
We had
names.
Stephen Davis that year too.
Yep, sure
Yup.
did. Stephen Davis, who
Y'all
was
just
a
dishonored
bruiser.
their memory, man, as Panther fans by losing that game.
We had a squad, dude. We had a
Brad
It
legit
was
Hoover.
squad.
disgusting.
Brad Hoover, a name that's not talked about enough out of Western Carolina, probably one of the best pass
Facts.
catching fullbacks that I've seen. Not to mention, you needed a lead blocker. He was your man.
Yeah.
Bruh. You bring back. There's too many good memories.
Absolutely.
Too many good memories. And then now we have to look at this crap. Look at this crap.
And we somehow still don't have a Lombardi, man.
Dude, it just made me kind of think because I know a lot of people like to say Mike Tolbert. I could see Brad Hoover somewhere say, "Excuse me,"
Mm.
but well, I'm gonna get ready to do something on a more positive note and go Latin dance. Uh, Final thoughts. Let's start with what, Mr. Carolina. We'll start with you. What you got for us and the viewers in regards to just whatever's on your mind about the game or just frustration? Your final thoughts. Floor is yours.
My thoughts from this one, in the nicest way possible, is what I just try to say it. Frank Wright, for the love of God, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. You you helped, I don't know how much, assemble this coaching staff. You are letting your defensive coordinator, who is involved in doing the best he can, coach up a banged up secondary in defense to a defense that's actually not bad at watch. We can't really still stop the run. And I still firmly believe that this defense, our personnel is not meant to do 3-4. It's not meant to do a 3-4. But you're letting him do his thing.
Mhm.
We need you to get your 31st ranked coaching ass out of the way. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Get out of the way. You brought in Thomas Brown, who's one of the young, gifted offensive minds. Let him call the game. Because I would love to come on here with my brothers on Sunday and actually have something positive really to say about our offense. I really, really want to. But until I feel like Jerry Springer giving us final thoughts.
Mm.
And until you realize that this team is bigger than your ego, until you realize we were here before you got here, even though you played 3 games and you lost all 3 of them. We had success when you left. Let your players play to their strengths. Now you have no choice but to play Chuba. Now you have no choice but to play LaVisca.
Mhm.
Let them show you what we already knew what they could do.
Yes.
And here's just a bit of advice, and I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
If you watch the history of this team, good sir, as every head coach should before he comes to an organization. Every quarterback that his organization has had a reliable tight end that we use to ease the growing pains of being a young quarterback. Every quarterback that came in here had one. Also, know where your damn personnel is at. If you're going to call a play from Mr. Thielen, make sure he's on the field. Also, there are other receivers on this team besides Adam Thielen. You might want to throw them the damn ball. I'm going to use my Keyshawn Johnson reference. You might want to throw them the damn ball. I'm just saying. My 2 cents. I'm done.
Corey, floor is yours.
You know, this team has always had the motto, keep pounding. And to this point, we have stopped pounding. We have stopped pounding to the point where we are looking at this team like, are you kidding me? This is a joke. We are dishonoring Sam Mills' memory with what we are putting on this field. And it's embarrassing every week. And it pisses me off to no end. And I give credit to the players that are putting their heart and soul into this and getting nothing but stats out of it. You know, y'all deserve all the credit in the world and all the love in the world. And I just want to make that clear again for the second week in a row, because y'all need to be recognized and not ignored. The rest of the league is going to ignore you because this team sucks. You know, there were a number of years where all people talked about was, when you brought up the subject of the Panthers, was Cam Newton. They didn't even recognize that there were 31 other players on this team doing stuff for you and putting numbers out there for you and producing for you to get those wins. Nowadays, when I talk to people, all they want to seemingly talk about is Frank Wright. And that's embarrassing. You know how tired I am of that when I'm trying to get new subscribers for this channel, man. It makes me sick to my stomach because we are going through yet another era of this garbage. I want to talk about winning football. I want to talk about production. I want to talk about what these players are doing right. What these players are doing right. What these players are doing right. I don't want to talk about Frank Wright. I don't want to talk about Cam Newton in the fumble. I don't want to talk about all that garbage when I try to get new subscribers. Because it makes us look like a joke. I'm fed up. Put winning football on the field. Fire Frank Wright. Point blank. Honor Sam Mills' memory, please. And recognize these players. Show them the love they deserve. And I'm talking to all the YouTubers out there. Show them the love that they deserve. Stop hating on these people. All I see is people hating on these players and throwing them under the bus. And I'm sitting there like, really? This is what we do as a fan base now? This is what we do? Plain and simple. I'm sick of it. I want winning football just like everybody else does. I'm just as frustrated as y'all are. And y'all are just as justified in your opinions as I am. You know, throwing all this stuff out there. You know, maybe you have a completely 180 opposite opinion of some of the players we got. Fair enough. But, I mean, don't be so quick to throw them under the woodshed when our coach doesn't even know how to use them correctly. Like, use your brains. It's so sickening to me. When I turn on to somebody else's podcast and I hear, Oh, this player sucks. Oh, this player's trash. Oh, this player's horrible. Man, show them respect. They're human beings too. They have emotions. They have feelings just like us. They put on this uniform for you. They bleed red just like the rest of us. And you know, when Sam Mills was directing that locker room, he recognized that. He treated these people like human beings. Ron Rivera treated these people like human beings. You know? And I'm sitting here just going, why cannot we not get back to that? Why can we not get back to our culture, who we are as a franchise? God, it makes me sick to watch this type of football, man. It makes me sick. You know the difference between this and 2015? And everybody wants to trash me because all they say is, oh, well, that's in the past. That's in the past. Yeah, you got to learn from the past to succeed in the future. Look at the 2015 team. The difference is they had heart, they had soul, they had discipline. You expected certain things out of them every single play up until that clock hit triple zeros. And they delivered because they cared. Because they cared about the coach, they cared about the playbook, they cared about everything that was put into it, every piece of it. You know? And that's what led to success. They got to the Super Bowl for a reason. And they believed in the mantra, keep pounding.
That they did.
And they let it drive them. They let it fuel them all the way to the top. And just because we didn't win a Lombardi, we won the hearts of so many Panthers fans around the world. I was talking to people from Japan, Australia on my channel. How do you think we got those subscribers? How do you think we got those fans? Because this franchise cared. Because they won. Because they wanted more than just, to send a message.
Right.
We ain't just trying to send a message. We want to win. I'm as sick and tired of losing as you guys are. It's time to change that. It's time to break this wheel. Frank, get out of your own way. Like Mr. Carolina said, it's hard to follow up what he said, but he's right too. Get out of your own ego. Get out of the way. You're holding us back. In every game that I have to watch that man stand over on the sidelines calling plays that are paragraphs long annoys the heck out of me. Get out of your own way. Stop holding this team back. Stop holding us hostage. We got a rookie quarterback. Yeah, people were expecting him to succeed, but you're not expecting him to succeed right out of the gate. I get that. That's why I had a curve of about 8 wins minimum, because I believe that we could get 8 wins on paper starting out. And that's with our rookie quarterback. That's taking injuries into account. Start out the season, yeah, everything hit the fan. Sure. But with those expectations comes a reality that we as Panther fans refuse to accept.
Right.
We keep putting too high of expectations on everybody. Everybody that is coming to Carolina. Name a player you put too much expectation on them. Tell me I'm wrong. Because we're sitting here again, disappointed, dejected, upset because these players did not meet our expectations. Well, how are they going to meet our expectations when our coaching sucks?
That part.
And Frank, Frank, you're a great person, and I don't mean this, towards you personally, but we're not judging you on your personality. We're judging you on what you do on the field.
Right.
And when you failed to throw that challenge flag on that 4th-and-1 play, that told me everything I need to know about you.
Hot garbage.
You do not care about this team. You do not care about this franchise. You do not care about these players. All you care about is getting a bag of money.
That's it.
That's it.
That literally is
So
it.
You have a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator sitting right there in your offense, and you refuse to use him. He is collecting dust. You refuse to give this man the play calling opportunities. And it pisses me off to no end. Get out of here, man. Just leave Carolina, please. Please.
Quickly.
Leave us in
Yeah.
peace.
so
We're already a broken franchise. Leave us in peace.
I'll
so
help you back.
so
Go. We're done with you. But
So-
for everybody else, that's a Panthers fan, man, hold your head high, man, because we're going to get out of this at one point or another. We're going to find a way to solve this. We're going to get back on track, and we're going to keep pounding. Period. That's all it is. Keep pounding through all of this. No matter what issues you got in real life, man, keep pounding through them. It ain't just a Panthers thing, man. It's a
Right.
life mantra. And for me, like I've had a rough year, man, and I've had to use that mantra so many times. I've lost count this year to get me through. And it reminded me that no matter how tough it is, there is a chance to succeed on the
amen to that.
other end of it. That's what I want to remind these players, these coaches, everything that we have here in this franchise, the fans, all the way from top to bottom. We have a chance to succeed at some point. You just have to have faith. Stay strong and keep pounding through it. We're going to get there. And let's not attack each other, but let's be brothers, sisters, family. Treat each other with respect. Every single stream I've been on, people are just, it's like politics nowadays. That's what these Panthers conversations have turned into, and it makes me sick to my stomach to watch this year after year after year, continuing. I hate it, and it makes what we do that much more challenging.
Yeah, that much is true.
But I'll tell you what's rewarding about it: meeting people like the one I did last night. He was a Green Bay fan, and he was a kind gentleman. We had a 30-minute conversation sitting there at Waffle House, just discussing things, and it made things so much more positive for me, knowing that I had somebody that understood what I was saying, and could talk to me in a reasonable way, and not yell at me, and scream at me, and curse at me, That's what I want these fans to understand. You don't have to do all that. Yeah, we're passionate. Yeah, we're angry that we don't have wins. I get that. But show respect towards each other, too. We're a doggone family. Don't forget that.
Indeed.
Man,
So,
end of the day, keep pounding.
keep pounding. So, for me, just so that everybody watching knows how serious I am, I'm going to take my glasses off.
And also stay healthy, too.
First off, I'm going to go ahead and say this to the Carolina Panthers organization. I don't care who it is, but if there's a single one that is still left in this organization that is not going by that keep pounding mantra, exit stage right.
Quickly.
Yep,
I
agreed.
don't care who it is. If that is not a mantra that you're going by being part of this organization, there's the door.
Facts.
David Tepper, at one point, you wanted to stop the keep pounding mantra.
Mm.
Not
Mm.
only that, you're really beginning to make me question how serious you are
Mm-hmm.
as an owner.
Yep.
I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing, "Oh, but he's second richest." What has that done for us? What has that done for this organization? What has that done for this team, the fans? What has that done for us? Okay, you have pockets full of money. What has that done for us? Frank Reich. I get it. I know you're a religious man. I know you were a minister. I know you are. Great. Love that you're part of that.
Mm.
But there has to come a point in time. And I'm not even so sure if you truly believe on keep pounding, because the actions are not lining up with your words. Dude, we can hear you jibber jabber on press conferences till we're all blue in the face. Your actions are not lining up. You're letting stuff inch out into the public that really has people questioning your competency to be a head coach. Bro, that's not good. If there is anything within you left that shows that you mean business on trying to get this team back on track, not to the point where, oh, I've done it before in, Indianapolis and whatnot. This ain't Indianapolis. This is Carolina, north and south. What are you going to do about it here? Here. Not Indy, not Philly, not San Diego. Here. Because that's where you're at. And you're going to mess around and not be here for much longer. To all the folks that like to say, oh, but that's in the past, that's in the past. Well, guess what? This organization hasn't been giving us anything about the present or the future to look forward to. That's why we're talking about past highlights so much.
Speak on it.
Facts.
Speak on it. Speak
Why
on
do you
it.
think that's been a constant thing up to now? Because nothing is going in the direction now nor the future. So what the heck do you expect us to talk about? Huh?
Nothing good.
Cam Newton. So many people want to trash. He's inaccurate. He's the only MVP this franchise has ever had.
Only.
So many people want to talk about bust this and bust that, singling out certain players. Well, guess what? All of it adding up is not equaling success in general. We need to stop kidding ourselves. Like, so many people want to tear each other apart because one believes this will work, one believes that will work. Well, guess what? Regardless of agreeing or disagreeing, right now, none of what we're imagining is being put into work, and nothing has been working, regardless of what ideas we're coming up with. And that's how it is. You know what? It's unfortunate. But at the same time, we got to still stick by this team no matter what. Goes back to keep pounding.
Mm-hmm.
Look at ourselves. How are we keep pounding when we're checking out? When we're not officially out of the playoffs, we're checking out. You know what? I did that once. I did that once before the year that we made the playoffs and won a playoff game with a record of 7-8-1. So I don't care who may think I'm crazy for not giving up on my team. You can think I'm crazy till the day I die. I don't care. I'm still sticking by my team through thick and thin. I don't care what our record is. I'm still going to be watching, hoping for a win, even if it's one versus a perfect season. It does not freaking matter to me. I'm sticking by my team. And if you want to
Facts.
call me crazy, so be it. I don't care anymore. I don't.
Put on
If that
that
means
jacket.
that I lose subs, if it means that I lose views, so be it. Because at the end of the day, I don't do this for money. I do this because I enjoy it and because I enjoy each and every one of you.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Mhm. Ditto, good sir.
Like, we have to learn how to deal with the struggles in order to prepare ourselves and be ready for the successes, the victories.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? That might take time. And just because we might have so many of the right answers, there's a chance they might not translate. But how long are we going to stick around to see whether it does or doesn't? So many
Good
people want
point.
to say Bryce is a bust. Okay. Yeah. Ron Rivera came into Carolina, bad record, seemingly like a bust. But guess what? He ended up winning Coach of the Year. So at the end of the day, it's up to you to determine where your limit is. Everybody's is different. I understand that. But going back to Frank Reich, you're treading on thin ice. But you know what? As long as you're still here, if you can some way, somehow bounce back, then you know what? I will praise it for what it is if you're able to do that. 100%.
Same.
Same. I'll show you the love and respect you do.
But when is that going to
Gladly.
be? And how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it?
Mm.
Because one thing I will say, and I know there's always been some agreement and disagreement about Steve Wilkes, but regardless of his head coaching record, one thing that he has definitely proven that he can do with flying colors, and that's earn other players' respect.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
And ironically, he happens to be a North Carolinian.
Mm.
Mm.
The
That's
irony in that
hilarious.
one.
So, Panthers organization, do you really want your fans to get frustrated to the point where that they're not coming to the games? Do y'all really want to be the new lowest of the low?
Mm.
That's a fact. Because we're gonna hit you in the wallet, Mr. Tepper.
Hmm.
And then
Where it hurts.
to the fans. I know y'all may be over the edge, but keep holding on. Because one thing that I will say, especially, as a Christian, continuously trying to seek after the Lord as best as I can, this one thing that I've experienced for myself is that the victory always topples the struggle, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it is up to y'all. How willing are y'all able to stick around to see that? Be blessed. and
Yes,
keep
sir.
pounding, no matter what. And like Corey says, at the end of the day, this is football, but that shouldn't break us as a family
Never.
because we have things like this and
Mhm.
others that bring us together. Let's
Mm.
not let what we can't control break this family, y'all.
Facts.
We can only be ourselves. We can only do what we can do. Yeah, we're gonna debate in good faith, debate in love.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're gonna be passionate.
Extremely.
It's who we are.
But let's not give up on this franchise. You know, when they're struggling, hope that they get it right. It might take letting some folks go. If that's the case, so be it. But still, hope that they get it right, sincerely. And be prepared because the way they may get it right might not be the same way that you hope for. But if it equals success,
For it.
do you really want to put
Can't
it
argue
down
with it.
because it
Yeah.
wasn't your idea?
Oh, let's get it done.
Just get it done.
Done.
And on
Okay.
that and on that note, Mr. Carolina, where can everybody find you?
Man, you already know where your boy's at, man. Bleeding Carolina Blues Show, man. Holla at me. If you will see me on Instagram, it's Mr. Carolina too. Again, the podcast on Spotify is Men of Honor, so y'all can find me. I'm not on Facebook much, really at all, but if you see me on Facebook, it's Demetrius Mr. Carolina Brown on Facebook.
Corey, how about you?
Oh, sorry, it was lagging.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
um, yeah, people can find me Keep Pounding in all caps on YouTube. And if you can't find me there because of the algorithm, which I've had people say they can't, um, check out my Facebook group page on Facebook. Keep Pounding in all caps. Again, that's Facebook group page. Don't look on the regular page, look on the group page. There you go.
Awesome. And of course, continue to follow our channels and continue to show support. And
Like,
like I said,
sub, and hit the bell.
yes, like, subscribe. Y'all know the deal. As far as
We're always
Sunday,
putting out new content, man.
yep. And as far as this Sunday, I mean, we're predicting losses, but we'll say this: Frank, David Tepper, the whole squad, less of this. Show us. Show us.
Facts.
Two words. Show us.
Mm.
Mm.
That's it.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. Mr. Carolina, Corey, always a pleasure having the both of you. Keep pounding
Absolutely.
crew, the
Pleasure to
true
be here.
threat. Everybody in the
Stay
chat,
happy, healthy, and well.
always good to hear from y'all. This has been another Carolina Panthers live podcast brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, the Bleeding Carolina Blue podcast, and Keep Pounding podcast. We are your hosts, myself, Blitzball Champ.
Man, it's your boy. You already know. You're Mr. Carolina. Holla at me.
Keep pounding.
Everybody, have a blessed weekend, and we will see y'all very, very soon. Be on the lookout for the recap Sunday right after the game, and keep pounding. We're going to get through this.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Peace, love, and soul.